Deemed Exports vlog prepared by Sam Ayer, Andrew Barrett, and Mike Kaplan for GSCM 604 pertaining to Chapter 9. A deemed export is a controlled technology that the exporter needs to obtain an export license from the Bureau of Industry and Security to release a foreign person. Release of technology to a foreign person in the U.S. is deemed to be an export to the person's country of nationality. Released refers to when the technology is available to foreign nationals for visual inspection, exchanged orally, or when it is made available by practice or application. The Bureau of Industry and Security issues the licenses for deemed exports. The Bureau was formed in 2001 and is headquartered in Washington, D.C. The Bureau of Industry and Security's mission is to advance U.S. national security, foreign policy, and economic objectives by ensuring an effective export control and treaty compliance system and promoting continued U.S. strategic technology leadership. Organizations that typically use deemed export licenses include universities, high-technology research and development institutions, biochemical firms, as well as the medical and computer sectors. Many of the licenses for deemed exports involve these conducting scientific research. Fundamental scientific research is exempt from deemed licenses and is defined as, quote, basic and applied research in science and engineering where the resulting information is ordinarily published and shared broadly within the scientific community, end quote. Research conducted using publicly available information is also exempt. The deemed export rules describe technology as specific information necessary for the development, production, or use of a product. Generally, the law applies to technology that are in the United States or are of U.S. origin. Technologies which tend to require licensing for transfer to foreign nationals are generally dual use, having both civil and military applications, and are subject to one or more control regimes such as national security, nuclear proliferation, missile technology, or chemical and biological warfare. To apply for a deemed export license, the exporter must submit a letter of explanation that includes information on the identity of all parties, the exact project location, where the technology will be used, description of the technology, the form of the information, a description of how the technology will be used, the availability of the technology abroad, and the applicant's internal technology control plan. This is just one step of a process that has 15 basic requirements and many more forms and applications beyond that. BXA can apply it to both criminal and civil penalties for violations of the rule. Criminal penalties for knowing violations include fines of $50,000 or 5 times the value of the exports involved, whichever is greater, imprisonment of the responsible individuals for up to 5 years, up to 10 years for willful violations, penalties on the responsible persons of up to $250,000, fines on the responsible firms or corporations of up to $1 million or 5 times the value of exports associated with each violation. Civil and administrative penalties include fines of up to $10,000 per violation, revocation of export licenses, and denial of export privileges. Suppose your firm based in the U.S. developed and wanted to share blueprints for newly developed RFID technology that they sell to the military to their international partners in Syria. Would they have to apply to the Bureau of Industry and Security for deemed export privileges? Yes, this information is dual use between the military and private sector and is being released for visual inspection. It needs to be evaluated before being released. If the company claimed they did not know the regulations and exported the technology blueprints without the knowledge of the approval process, could they still be penalized? Yes, ignorance is not a defense, and anyone involved in sharing the information could be charged fines and possibly face jail time. The firm is also liable for huge fines.